guys, welcome back to Pot to Mama Bear. Today we are going to be doing another crochet video. Today we are going to be making a bandana, and I'm going to show you guys what I found. I found this on Amazon and I figured I would try to recreate it. Now I am not going to be using or doing the little bats. I'm just going to be doing the little granny squares. There's 10 in total, along with 5 half granny squares. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. What you're going to need is a any type of yarn that you want. I'm going to be making this one using this thin yarn. I used the same yarn in a different video for a doll sweater, I believe. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, and for this size yarn I'm going to be using an E4 crochet hook. So let me go ahead and get started. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll in or zoom in, and I'm going to start off with my slip knot. We're going to go under, just like how I start all of my projects. We're going to go under and over, grab that second one and pull it through. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to start, I'm going to make a loop with this chain. So I'm going to go into my first chain that I made. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. And then I'm going to pull through both of those little loops. And then now you're going to chain up 2, and then you're going to yarn over, and we're going to go to the center of this loop that we made with our first chain. So we're going to go in and we're going to do double crochets. We're going to do 2 into the center. Oops. There is our first set of 3, because our chain 2 is considered one of these double crochets. Now I'm going to go ahead and chain 2, and we're going to make 3 double crochets into the center again. Here's 1, 2, and then here is our third one. And then we're going to do the same. We're going to chain 2 and then work 3 double crochets into that same center. One, and here's 2. And here is 3. And then we're going to make our last side. We're going to chain 2, and we're going to go into that center and make our 3 half double crochets. Sorry, I needed to grab more yarn. Here is 2, and then here is our last double crochet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 2, and we're gonna go into the second stitch that we made, or second chain that we made in the first set of half double crochets, sorry, or double crochets. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is our first round of our double or our granny stitch. Oh my goodness. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're going to chain up 2, 1, 2. We're gonna turn our work and we're going to work in this first corner right here. So we're going to make 2 more double crochets into that corner, and we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to work into that same corner because we are creating another corner. And then here is number 3. So here's our next corner. Now all we're gonna do, no chains, nothing, we're just going to do our double crochets into that that corner. 2, and then here's 3. Now we're going to chain 2 again, and we're going to work into that same corner. 1, 2, and then here is our third one. Now I'll finish this round with you guys and then tell you guys what we need to do next. So remember, no chaining. We're just gonna go into our next little corner and we are going to do 3 double crochets. And we're going to do our chain 2 and then go back into that same corner and do our 3 double crochets. Oops. No chaining, and then we're going to go into our final corner and we are going to do our 3 double crochets and then our, sorry, my yarn got stuck. We're going to do our 3 double crochets into this corner and then our chain 2, and then our 3 double crochets. There's 2, and here is our last one, 3. Now all we're going to do is we are going to go into our first chain 2 that we did. There's 1, 2, and we're going to slip stitch into our next okay. So all you're going to do now is continue to grow your granny square. I think I'm going to do 2 more rounds. Actually, I think I'm going to do 1 more round and then so that'll be a total of 1, 2, and then your 3. And you're going to do as many of those as it takes to make your little bandana hair cover thing, whatever you guys want to call it. I'm not really sure what they call it, but that is what I'm calling it, is a bandana or something like that. Anyways, we will go ahead and do that and come back when we have 10 of these done, and then we will work on our our half crocheted granny square. Okay guys, so I finally finished all of it, and now I'm going not all of it, finished the 10 mini granny squares, and now what I'm going to do is show you guys how to do the half granny square. So for that, all we're going to do is make our slip knot, and we are going to go ahead and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to connect it and make a loop. So to do that, we're going to just go into the first chain, and then we're going to slip stitch into that. Oops. Okay. Now we're going to work in the middle of this. We're actually going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and here's 4. And we're going to, the reason why we chained 4 is because the first 3 is your double crochet, and then this would be your chain 1. So we're gonna again go into the center of that loop, and then pull that through, and we're gonna do 3 double crochets. So there's 1, and then here is our second one, and we're gonna do 3 more into the center. So here is 2, actually 2 more, sorry. This is our last one, and here is 3. So that's what it should look like so far. And then we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And then we're going to go into that center of the loop that we made, and we're going to do 3 more double crochets. So here's 1, and then here's 2, here's 3, and then we're going to chain 1 and then do 1 more double crochet into that same the center of that same loop. So you should have something that looks like this. It looks like a triangle. Now we're going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn our work, and we're going to do 3 into that first right here. Sorry, I don't know what to call it. The first little space. So we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and then here is our third one. So here's for the second round, and we're gonna go straight into this chain 2 space right here without chaining or anything. So 1, 2, and here is 3. Now what we're going to do is we are going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to do 3 into that same space. So 1, 2, and then here is our third one. So now, after we get done with that, we are going to do 3 more double crochets into that last chain space right here. 1, 2, and then here is our third one. And then we are going to chain 1 and go into that last, or the same space that we just worked into, and we're going to do another double crochet. So this is our last round that we're going to do, and we're going to chain 2. Actually, no, I'm sorry, we're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to turn our work and work into that first little space right there. So here's 1, oops, 2, and then here is your 3. Okay, so now we're going to go into the next space, and we are going to do 3 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, and here is our 3rd one. And then let me grab some more yarn. Okay, so in this space right here, we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. So here's 1, 2, and then here is our 3rd one. And then we're going to do our 2 chains, 1, 2. And then we're going to do our 3 double crochets into that same stitch or same space, 1, 2, and then here is our 3rd one. We're going to do the same, not the same thing, we're going to do 3 double crochets into this space right here, 1, and here's 2, and then here is our 3rd double crochet. This last one, we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then another double crochet. So here is 1, 2, 3, and we're going to chain 1. And then we're going to do our last double crochet. That is it for this half granny stitch, or half granny square, sorry. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to pull that through, make sure that it's tight. And then we are going to cut a tail, and then I'm just going to take out my hook, and I'm going to pull that all the way so it's tight. So I have 5 of these. You guys can go ahead and stop the video here. Excuse me. And I will set it up so that way I can show you guys how I'm going to, what pattern or however to, before I start sewing. Okay guys, so I have not sewn in any of my ends or anything yet. And I will do that as soon as I show you guys how I'm going to line up everything on here, and yeah. So anyways, this is how we're going to sew it. I'm thinking I'm not going to sew in the ends just yet until I sew everything together and then go ahead and weave in the ends. So here's our first one. And then our second one will go right here, just like that. And then here's the next one. And all of these will, as soon as you start sewing, it'll go into each other. And then here is the 3rd one. And then this is the 3rd row, I meant. And then we're going to do this one, and then so it should be 4 on the sides. So 1, 2, 3, and then here's 4. And then here is, oops, the next one, this one, and then here is our last one for the big ones. Now these little ones right here are gonna just go on the top in between these oops, little sections. So there's another one, and then so this is how the main part looks. For the strings that are coming, or the little ties that are going to be coming off the ends, we will do those in just a moment, but I want to get these sewn in first. So with that being said, we're going to take some of that yarn that we used, and we're just going to go ahead and cut somewhat of a longer area, or not a longer area, but a long piece. You can do these in shorter pieces if you would like, but this is how I'm doing mine. I'm just going to use the same yarn that I used when I was crocheting. So for this first little section, I'm just going to pick up these 2 sections right here, and I'm going to start in this corner. So let me scroll in a little bit. I'm going to pick up the 2 the stitch right here is what I'm trying to say. And then I'm going to go into that next one for the second side, and I'm just going to pull that all the way, not all the way through, but through. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our yarn and we're going to just tie this. It's up to you how many times you want to tie it. I usually go in 3s, and I'm not really sure why I do that. It's just 3s. Okay. So now we're just going to go into the next stitches, and we want to make sure that we're picking up all 4 of them. With this this string, we can go ahead and leave it across the top, so that way as we're going, it'll get trapped in there. And I'm just gonna we're gonna come out on the back side, if that makes any sense. So we're gonna go in through this the next stitch, and we are going to pull all the way, oops, all the way through. And we're gonna do that with the next one. Now if you guys already have yours set up, you guys are more than welcome to continue doing this on your own. If you know how to do this, this is my first time actually doing this, and I'm actually thinking about not even doing this part. Let me see how it, well, I guess, okay, we'll just leave it, because I don't want to take it all apart again. Okay, so we're gonna go through the next one. And we're just gonna keep pulling that and make sure that it goes along the top. like this. And then here is our, oops, okay, I got a little confused there. Now we're going to go through our next stitch. If you guys see an easier way to do this, you guys are way more than welcome to do it that easier way. It probably would have been a whole lot easier if I went ahead and sewed in the ends like I was going to, but I was like, oh no, it might be easier to do it this way. So we're going to just continue doing that, going all the way around. Not all the way around, sorry, all the way down to the end of your stitch. And I feel like I am missing something. Oh, because I am. Okay. So we're going to just do that. And there is your first little square, or your squares. Sewn together. Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make a knot with my yarn, so that way I can sew on the next little bit. And I am going to leave a little tail to actually maybe enough to tie in, or tie a little knot at the end of this. I'm trying to scoot this away so I can show you guys what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to tie this little knot. And then that would be the end of it. Uh-oh. So this is this first side right here. Now I'm going to do the same with this side, and I think I'm going to I think what I'm going to do is let you guys do the rest of this on your own. I will put it all back together, so if you guys want, you guys can screenshot it, or because I would think that you guys would pause it so that way you guys can see it. But this is the layout of how it's supposed to be. And I will come back and show you guys how I have all of mine sewn together. And we will be back. Okay guys, so I finally finished sewing all of these together. This is what it should look like. This is the front part of it. And then this is the back. Now I'm not going to cut these off just because, well, the outer parts, just along the edges, but I will, however, cut these because while I was crocheting, I had already put those ends, like kind of weave them in, I guess. I guess you can say, what I did is hold the end down while I was crocheting that first little round right there. That's what I'm trying to say. So now what I'm going to do, and I wasn't going to, but I don't like the way it looks along the edges right here. What I'm going to do, and that's where I'm gonna actually hide the ends on the outsides right here. I'm going to go ahead and do half double crochets all the way around this, and I'm going to show you how I do that right now. Let me get all of the little pieces away from over here. Okay, so I'm going to take that same gray, or you guys can go ahead and use something different. But this is just what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and make my slip stitch, or slip knot, sorry. I'm going to go into this first little corner right here, and I'm going to do my half double crochets after I get this attached to that. I'm going to pull it tight, and then I'm going to go into this corner and do half double crochets until I get all the way around it. So there are parts, especially along this part right here, where you're just going to kind of find whatever spaces are available and then go into those and then do your half double crochets. Like when it comes to something like this right here, I'm going to do 2. And then you can go ahead and do another 2, and all we're doing is half double crochets in this one. These are all you're doing all the way around. So that's all I'm doing. So that's all we're doing right here, is just our half double crochets. So if you feel like you need more in one spot, you can definitely do more. Now when I was talking about hiding my ends, what I'm going to do is just hold it down like this, so that way you can continue to do your half double crochets, and you don't have to worry about trying to sew those ends in. I want to make sure that it's still there, and we're just going to continue doing this all the way around. So I'm going to do this all the way till I get to this end, and then I will show you how I continue going around. Okay guys, so I'm at the very end of this, and I'm going to just continue to do my half double crochets, and I'm going to go all the way around. While I'm still holding the tail end. So this side should, the rest of this, the sides right here should be pretty easy because there are actual stitches that you'll go into all the way around until you get to the other end. And then once you get to the other end, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about when we get there. So now all I'm going to do is just continue holding the end, or the ends, and I'm going to just continue going around this corner until we get to our first stitch that we can go into, which is right here. If you can, don't know if you guys can see it, and there are two. So now we're gonna just keep holding down that tail end, the ends, and we're going to go through it like this. So now you're gonna do that in every stitch that you find. It's pretty easy from here until you finish. So now I'm going to go and let you guys finish this part up, and then when we come back, I'll show you how I end on the other corner, and then we will we'll go ahead and make the little ties that will go on the end. Okay guys, so I finished going all the way around, and now what I want to do is I'm going to do the string to tie in the back, and all I'm gonna do is just make a chain. So you don't have to have a hook for this part. What you can do is just oops, what is going on? Okay, oh, I see what I did. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go into this part right here and slip stitch, and because it looks like I messed up right here, I'm just going to slip stitch again and go into that next one and slip stitch. Okay, so now what you want to do from here, and it's completely up to you how you want to do this, you can do that with the hook, or you can do it how I'm gonna do it. The last loop, we're just going to pull through like that, not all the way through, but just like this to make a chain. So this is all I'm going to do, and we're going to do that until we get our desired length. So I will do that, and I'm going to do this for a while. So while I have you guys right here still, I'm going to take another piece of yarn, and this is going to be the for the other side, which is right here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a knot at the end. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to make a slip knot, and we are going to put it in one of these stitches that we have available right here, and that's on the opposite corner of where we just were. And we're going to just bring that through and then bring it all the way through. And then it's going to be the same thing on the other side. So we're just going to make a chain using our hands, if that makes any sense. So you pull it as tight as you want it, and you're going to do that for the remainder of this. Now I'm going to do that for both sides, and then I will come back and show you guys what I have. Okay guys, so I am completely done with this. I am loving how it turned out. This is the front, and as you can see, this is the back. There are still a little bit of strings hanging out, but I will clip those at a later time. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.